Imagine a clear sky suddenly covered with dark clouds, followed by torrential rain. We rush for cover, eager to avoid getting drenched. Once the storm passes, we often forget about it. But what if rain, essential to life, ceased to fall forever? Rain forms from tiny water droplets, typically between 0.5 to 7 millimeters in size, that combine and fall to earth, or ice crystals that form when temperatures drop below freezing. But if precipitation stopped entirely, the global water cycle would be broken, causing widespread disaster. Moisture evaporates from seas and oceans, rises into the atmosphere, condenses, and falls back as rain or snow. This cycle purifies salt water and returns it as fresh water. Without precipitation, the water cycle would collapse. The first noticeable impact would be the death of plants, which rely on rain to survive. Some, like grass, would perish within days, while drought-resistant species might last longer, but eventually, all would wither. Without plants, the food chain would break down, leading to the extinction of herbivores and the predators that depend on them. In response, humans would need to rely on irrigation to grow crops. While we can desalinate ocean water, this is not a permanent solution. Every year, approximately 577,060 cubic kilometers of water evaporate. Without rainfall, even unused water would vanish within 2,500 years. If we continue to use it, it would disappear much faster, causing freshwater reservoirs to dry up. Aquatic life would die, and humanity would face a dire food and water shortage. The absence of rain would also devastate the atmosphere. Plants not only provide food, but also release oxygen through photosynthesis. Without plants, the oxygen supply would run out in about 2,000 years. Additionally, trees and plants regulate the climate by maintaining humidity and protecting against harsh winds and intense sunlight. Without this protection, temperatures could rise by as much as 36 degrees Celsius annually, speeding up evaporation and turning Earth into a scorched desert. Without sufficient water, sanitation would become a major challenge, leading to the spread of diseases. The production of medicines would decline, and humans, who can survive only about 3 days without water, would face increasingly dire circumstances. The collapse of Earth's water reservoirs would also paralyze electricity generation. Hydroelectric dams would stop, and nuclear plants would be unable to cool their reactors. Power shortages would darken cities, shut down factories, and disrupt communications. A massive energy crisis would ensue. Could we survive such a scenario? Potentially. We could extract water chemically, power machines with wind turbines, made more effective by stronger winds in a treeless world, and harness geothermal energy. However, our current technology allows access to only 2% of the Earth's geothermal potential, around 840 billion watts. While this could meet humanity's energy needs, building the necessary infrastructure during a water shortage would be incredibly challenging. In such a disaster, the global population would drastically decrease, and humanity would struggle to survive. Some might build artificial ecosystems, giant domes with their own water and energy supplies. Underground cities might offer a more viable solution, providing stable temperatures and protection from surface storms. However, if we fail to construct these sanctuaries in time, human civilization could collapse. Even in this grim future, life on Earth wouldn't end completely. Extremophiles, microbes that thrive in extreme conditions, might survive, but whether they could evolve into intelligent life is uncertain. This dystopian scenario serves as a stark reminder of the global problems we face today. While we cannot break the water cycle as described, human activities like deforestation, carbon emissions, pollution, and overuse of water resources are already disrupting natural systems. For example, deforestation in places like the Curonian Spit in Russia has turned vibrant ecosystems into deserts. Today, deforestation rates are alarming. In the first 5 years of the 21st century, 6 million hectares of forest were lost annually. In countries like Peru and Bolivia, up to 80% of logging is illegal, making accurate data hard to come by. If deforestation and unsustainable water use continue, a global catastrophe looms. By 2050, it's predicted that 80% of the world's population will face freshwater shortages, and nearly 5 billion people will lack access to clean water by 2030. To prevent this, we must halt deforestation, use water more wisely, and develop eco-friendly technologies. We need to rethink our relationship with the planet and move from a parasitic to a sustainable approach, or we risk turning Earth into a lifeless wasteland.